so you can understand how your beliefs work. So it goes something like this. All day long, a record of everything that happens to you is held in your brain, okay? And that which is consciously important is stored in our short-term memory. At night, as we go to sleep, the conscious part of our brain and the part that holds the short-term memory, they kind of shut down, allowing them to form new neural networks based on everything we learned that day. And the older part of the brain slows down and rests, but it still keeps an ear open to keep us safe, which is why we wake up if a child cries or if there's a noise outside our window. And as we sleep, all the information from our short-term memory is passed through a filter, okay? And an unconscious decision is made on whether we keep that knowledge and store it away as long-term memory, so we can use it again sometime in the future, or whether we choose to just delete it because it was labeled as serving no purpose, which goes in the bin. So a useful question that we might want to ask ourselves is, what decides which information that we keep and which information that we discard? And it turns out to be our belief system that seems to regulate this decision. Any information in line with your beliefs seems to be kept, and anything to the contrary is deleted. So if you believe that people don't like you, then any evidence of people not liking you from the day before will be kept, and any examples of people being nice to you will be sent to the trash bin. You know, if you believe you're not good enough, any example of you falling short will be kept and stored as a record in your long-term memory, and every time you did a great job, it will be relegated to the dustbin. Week after week, month after month, year after year, until you have a brain full of all the evidence that supports the beliefs that you have about yourself, regardless of their overall truth. Let me give you an example. What if a man believed that he was unlovable? And he might say to his wife, "Oh, you never tell me you love me." And she might reply, "That's not true. I tell you at least 5 times a day that I love you." And he replies, "No, you don't." And she says, "Yes, I do." And he says, "No, you don't." And she frustratingly replies, "Oh, you're so stupid." And she may well have told him 5 times that day that she loved him. But each night as he slept, okay, his unconscious mind used his old belief system to choose what to keep and what to throw out. And he'll be keeping any evidence to support his unlovableness. So the time she said, "You're so stupid," gets saved. And the 5 times she said, "I love you," they go straight into the trash can. And that's just one belief. You know, I'm unlovable. Potentially, we may have dozens like this. I'm not good enough, funny enough, clever enough, strong enough, all the enough stories. Now, as a therapist, if I was working with him, I'd be saying, we need to work on your belief that you're unlovable, yeah? and the behaviors that are driven by that belief. And if I was working with his wife, I would be saying, don't just tell him you love him, write it down, send him a card, leave a trail that he can see each day until his belief system changes.